Let's talk about Jesus for a minute, all right? Jesus Christ is the foundation of our faith. It says he's the cornerstone. It all rests on him. If Jesus is not who he says he was, then we got nothing. If he did not raise from the dead, prove his divinity as the Son of God, then we got nothing. Jesus Christ is the foundation of our faith. And that's all there is to it. We have nothing else to be the cornerstone. We have nothing else rock solid besides Jesus Christ being who he said he was. If that's not right, then everything else falls apart. That's why our faith is squarely rested in him, in the person of Jesus Christ. He is the foundation. Now, on top of that foundation, we build lots of things. We construct things, and Paul talks about building with gold or building with straw or whatever. We build on that foundation of Christ. But Jesus he is the foundation. We do not want to confuse additions to the foundation to being foundational. All right? All of us have personal experiences with God, and those are great, and those are as varied as each individual one of us is. But we do not make our personal experiences the foundation of our faith. We make Christ the foundation of our faith. We are all involved in different environments of our family and our social circles, church world, whatever we're involved in. And that can be good, that can be bad. But the environments we're a part of is not where we lay the foundation of our faith in. That is not it. It is in Christ alone. Christ alone is the foundation. We do not put our faith in a particular teaching. We do not get up in the morning and go to bed at night on some man's doctrine or some man's theology. It is in Christ. Because we are humans with finite human minds that still cannot grasp and conceive the fullness of God. He is still higher than us, and our best efforts will scratch the surface. But we make and we trust and we stand firmly upon Jesus Christ as the foundation of our faith. Not a particular teaching. We do not put it in our understanding of the Bible. People have been studying this for centuries and still coming up with new things that are new. And I love this book, and there's awesome things in this book. But our understanding of this book is not the foundation of our faith. Jesus Christ is. He is the foundation. So whether you read this and you get nothing out of it, you understand nothing, or you read it and it just speaks volumes to you, Christ is still the foundation. In him alone. And we do not need to make anything else foundational. Because when other things get shaken, and if our faith is in those other things, then our faith can be destroyed. Our faith can fall down. If you put your faith in a man, and that man falls or fails or lets you down, there goes your faith. If you put your faith in your understanding of this book, and then someone comes along and messes it all up, and twists it all around, where you're going, your faith comes tumbling down. Though when your faith is in Christ, you stand strong. If you put your faith in a social circle, in a network, if you put it in a church, or even in your family, or in your friends, if you try to rest your faith in God in your environment, you will end up in bad shape. Because we are humans. And we mess things up. Christ is the foundation. He is the only begotten Son of God. There is no other. It's him and him alone. But one of the awesome things about that is that he claims us as his own. We have been adopted into the family of God by the will of God. He chose us. He didn't have to, but He did. He created us, and He loves us, and He chooses us. Jesus came and He chose the least, the worst sinners, the bottom of the barrel of society. He took, which I'm sure they would argue with this if they were here. He took the scum of the earth and He made them His very own. And then He flaunted it in front of the religious elite. He flaunted it. These are mine. And He ate and He drank with sinners. He made them His own. And if Jesus made them His own, there is hope for us. How great is the love the Father has lavished on us that we should be called the children of God, adopted into His family. He claims us as His own. If Jesus had come and had associated with the good people, with the healthy people and not the sick people, and He had come for the elite, then most of us would have been out. Thankfully, we have never been made right with God by being good. Who of us can say, I'm good enough? Come on. I think Paul summed it very well when he said, all of our righteousness and all of our goodness is nothing but a pile of dirty rags. I think he summed it up pretty good. Now, maybe my pile of rags is not quite as dirty as your pile of rags. Maybe your pile of rags is quite a bit bigger than my pile of rags. But considering we're talking about a pile of dirty rags, it doesn't really matter. We have never been made right with God by being good. We have been made right with God because of Jesus Christ, because of grace, and because of mercy. And see, sometimes I think we get the process wrong. We think being good comes first, and then righteousness. And it's actually the other way around. We are made right with God through Christ, and then we are transformed into His image. All the more we grow and we mature and we become good. So you flip that around, you're getting the cart before the horse. But you know what? For all of the goodness that we become as we follow Christ and we turn away from old things, in the end, it still won't be that goodness that makes us right with God. It will still be Jesus Christ. But if being a good person doesn't make me right with God, then why should I be good? Listen, if you can't answer that question for yourself, some people hear a message of love and mercy and grace, and their response is, yay, I can go sin. Listen, you didn't get grace and mercy. You just got in touch with the darkness of your own heart. If God's unconditional love causes you to want to go be sinful, then you are a sinner at heart. God's unconditional love and mercy and grace will woo you and call you to Himself. And you will find that deep in your heart is this response to God, this love for God. And when Christ, when you are renewed by the Spirit, the old begins to fade and the new comes. And grace does not take all the sin out of our lives. It starts taking away the very desire for sin out of our lives. That's why Paul says, is grace a license to just go out and sin? No. You don't understand grace and love and mercy. The desire of our hearts when we really grasp it and get it, the desire of our hearts becomes to know Him more and to count everything else as nothing but a pile of poop. I almost used another word to be more accurate, according to what Paul said, but I didn't want to be offensive to anybody. Nothing else matters when we really start to grasp the fullness of Christ.